All the business and all those things is gone. They won't let you use it. Okay, guys, we are back. How's everyone doing? Can you guys hear us? Motiyanka. Can you hear us? Chevy team, you guys hear extra? Aguna team, you guys.
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. Isaac, a champion, nice. So, right. Okay, so how was your week? Anything exciting? Chevy team, good job. I saw the stuff that you guys are working on, and those who are running for office. Good job. So have you guys counted or you are waiting? Yeah, have you guys counted or you're waiting on the results? Huh? Okay, guys.
How many did you put in?
Okay. So as I was saying that JB Okay, if you can see my screen, I was talking about all the KB students and the stuff that you guys are working on, you guys running for office. If you are not talking, please mute yourself. Okay, so good job. Oh.
Is this type of election?
Yes.
Select the president. When I saw it, I said, these people are serious.
Yeah, so what is exciting is that many of our EBI students are running for office, not only in Chebi, in what's it called? In Edura, many of them are running for offices. In France, many of them are guys, look at the vibe, please. And so it is really nice. And also to add on, David is now in their school government association or SGA. So EBI is really creating leaders in different areas. And so that is really nice. When we do all this presentation, you are practicing public speaking skills, okay? When we say do a PowerPoint, do a research, look for, go gather information and write about them. You are practicing public speaking, right? And so that there is nothing that we ask you to do that is like we want to stress you out. We are preparing you for life after what? High school, SHS, okay? And so good job. I'm waiting for the result. I cannot wait for who. Look at how serious they are. There's no playing here. Everybody is serious. Voting for their people. That is really, really nice. I can see people using their thumb to stamp on stuff. Yeah. So we are waiting for the result. Good job. See, there on my own, I see some of my EBI kids. Good job. So yeah, I love seeing you guys doing amazing things outside of whatever ABI is teaching you guys. Because I always tell you guys, whatever that we are teaching you guys is just a stepping stone, right? So that you can add on to it. So here we are. We have Richard Owusu's work, and then so that seed needs sunlight. That's a question. And then he said, I think seed needs sunlight to grow well because plants use sunlight to manufacture through photosynthesis, okay? So it says that the material that he used, maxing tape, water seed, soil, hand towel, hand fork, marker pen, notebook, and gloves. Okay, nice. And then these are his steps. Fill 2 containers with soil. Plant the same type of seed in each container. Place 1 container. You just kid. I knew it was you. plant the same seed, the type of seed, and all that stuff, and the water container. So I like it, right? Good job on that. And then the next image, you said observe and record the growth of your seed after that. And so I like this. I want to see the actual picture of your, oh no. I want to see the actual picture of your plant, okay? So I want to see it, okay? So the seed in the sunlight grew tall and green. The seed in the dark grew a little off at first, but they were pale and weak and then stopped growing. Okay. I learned that seed needs sunlight to grow strong and healthy. Without sunlight, they cannot grow well. So it says that what? Next time I will test different kind of seed to see if all of them need the same amount of sunlight. Okay. So Richard, good job. So I'm looking forward to seeing more. The work is also on Google Classroom. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing more of your stuff. And I shared this with the team yesterday. This is her name is Archer Evans. She sold her robo-taxi startup to Amazon for 1.3 billion. And this lady was born in Senegal and raised in Paris, and she moved to the US to study computer engineering, and she graduated in 1996. And can you imagine that all the science project that she was working on, the STEM project and stuff, was able to catapult it or add more to it, that Amazon will pay her 1.3 billion just to have her software. So whatever that we are working on, don't look down on yourself and say this and that and that. You might never know who might need those creative ideas, okay? So that is just by the way. I'm going to pause here and give it to Uncle Neil, Uncle Tony, anyone that have anything else to add on the work stuff.
On the what stuff?
On the STEM plants and stuff. And then,
all right. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Hope everybody is doing great this morning, this afternoon. So, our young scientists, I know you guys have been working on your plant, and it is important that you have pictures of the growth of the plants, okay? Because with those pictures, we can actually have a documentation of the if there's a pattern, we can draw patterns. If there's a pattern that needs to be that is possible to be gotten from that. Also, I remember before we started this project, we said we're gonna have a graph. Okay, yeah, you're gonna plot a graph for the growth. Okay, day 1, how tall was it? Day 2, or is it something that we can now forecast that on day 100 it should be this tall? That is why we are looking at the pattern. Okay, with the one I've seen, I know you guys are measuring in centimeters. There were days that the plant would go for about 0.2 centimeters. There were days that you said it would go, it grew for 0.4 centimeters. Yeah. Okay, we are in the United States. Inches is more prevalent than centimeters. Okay, well, centimeters is universal. Okay, so my point is this: the graph will give you a better idea, and with the graph you'll be able to forecast. Okay, because as you know, when you plant, right, it will take a number of days, but you should be able to forecast that, oh, in 3 months we expect the plant to be this tall or to be this short. Okay. The only way you can forecast is if you have a graph. It will be way better. I mean, it's easier to forecast using graphs. So the team in Ghana, I hope you are all taking a record of the growth. Okay, you are measuring the plant as it's growing. And I think in Ghana, they actually did it outside, not in a cup, right?
They did it in a small container.
Oh, okay. They also use the container. Okay. All right. So if you have, is it okay to show pictures? If you have pictures.
Oh,
They have to show pictures.
yeah. Let me see if I can.
Do you have the thing open?
On what?
So how do I even go back here? And
All the pictures, the other pictures.
okay, so let me share. Where's Google Meets over here, and then share this. Okay, so this is what they work on. So that is their stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think this is when they started.
Yeah. So guys, any updates on where your plant is? So because this is week 2. Any updates? And that goes for Chebi, Ejura, and also Abuna. Any updates? No question, no comments.
Are you guys can hear us? Yeah, go ahead. We want to see the updates. If you have the plant with you can also take a picture of it and then you can post it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so you can
Okay.
stay, okay? Yeah. Anyone that want to share their plan, share them, share your screen, or put your video on and let us see what you are working on. Okay, Mr. Achu, go ahead. I'm gonna.
Access the PowerPoint. No, this is the template.
Go ahead and show your plant. We see your hand raised. So go ahead and
Let's. How do you spell that?
I just joined.
Yeah, join and share your screen from there. Okay, somebody is sharing their screen. Okay.
okay, yeah.
When I order things, then we'll go talk. You guys talk about it. We'll give you that.
Yeah, go ahead and share it. Oh wow. Look at
See, so what is here? Why are you guys hiding?
See, tropical.
Why you guys? Hey, mommy, bro.
You guys see tropical? Look at how. Yeah, I mean, but also their environment, because they're growing.
That is a good argument.
See? Okay.
what plant is this?
Which place is this?
I'm gonna.
No, this is a giant. They use the bambala bean. This is the giant bean. This is a bambala bean.
I mean, being the state.
No, this thing.
So why were they hiding it then?
Are they taking pictures?
Have you been documenting? Have you been taking pictures? Anyone?
Yes,
Talk,
yes.
what have you been experiencing? The kids, Monkasa.
Don't run away. Don't cover your mouth. Speak. David, the truth David, pay attention to what is on the screen. Somebody has done 68 pages. What pages are there? Not even a dot on a page.
Madam.
Mhm.
Madam.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are here to
Good afternoon.
these classes are the one that was being directed by sunlight, and this was there's no sunlight during it photosynthesis.
What day is that?
Sorry, what seeds are these? Are these bean seed or
This one is and beans was used.
Beans and what?
Beans and maize were used.
oh beans and maize? Maize is same as corn.
Beans and these the maize.
Oh, okay. No one. So maize is corn, because I know some of you may not know what maize is. And you can see that this is the bean, just like something similar to what you guys are. How many centimeters is this for the bean? Did you measure it? How tall it is?
She said.
How tall is your bean plant? Get a ruler and just measure it, okay? So, okay, you are supposed to measure it every day, okay? We wanted you to measure the plant growth. So every day, make sure you measure it. We want to see how many centimeters or thereabout it grows every day. So that way you'll be able to forecast that in 20 days or in 100 days is going to grow this tall. So yeah, you can use the ruler to measure it. So from the soil, the top soil, all the way to where you have the leaf.
Okay.
Okay, you are supposed to be measuring it every day.
Okay, say.
Any question that you are seeing? Do you have any question for the Ghana? So go ahead and measure it now. Okay, go ahead and measure it now, so that next week, when you are around, you can tell us whether it has grown taller or not.
Growth rate. Okay.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Thanks.
I said measure your plant now, okay? And then, yes, measure it now, so that next week we want to see whether it has grown taller or not. No. So, is that how to measure it? Yeah. Put the ruler inside the cup. Okay, put the ruler inside the cup. Yeah, so you want to Yes, that's the way you measure, okay? So you want to measure for, no, don't insert it. Just put it on the topsoil, okay? Put the ruler in, yeah, that way, and then just measure, right?
21.
Okay,
21.
okay. Measure the,
The maize. This one was 21.5 centimeters.
okay.
Let's the beans. The beans come out 6.5 centimeters.
6.5 centimeters. So
Yes.
that is close to what you guys have here, right? You have 10.
Yes.
Okay. What day is this? When did you plant this seed?
Last week Saturday.
Last week Saturday. So it's like day 8 today, right? It should be like day 8.
Yes.
Okay. Please, going forward, we want you to measure it every day. Whoever is taking it home should measure it every morning or every evening. Okay, and then record the increase in height. If the height remains the same, also record that, because that is the information you're going to use to plot the graph. Okay, we have to measure it continuously. Okay, so do for both. So you're going to have 2 graphs, one for the maize, one for the bean. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can have someone take home the maize, the other person take home the bean. Okay, and both should be measured. So when you come around next week, I want to see the data for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the Saturday. Okay, that way we can make a forecast that in 2 weeks the plant should have grown for 20 centimeters. Okay, that is the whole purpose of this, at least of this stage of the experiment. Okay, so thank you for the good work, guys. All right, which other team have something to present? So can you post in the group that they should be measuring it every day?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they should be measuring it every day.
To the slides. I shared it with you.
They have it.
Yeah, maybe they are not aware.
I just posted the link to the slide.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, which team is? No, is this? Why are you raising your hand?
Peku?
Why you? Is this guy?
No, Peku is Peku Airport.
Yeah, is he not?
No, he's not here.
Hello?
Hi. Oh, I remember the
Can
other
we do
guy.
it?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see what you've done.
Madam, please, I'm Fatima. We are here to
Hey,
present
Fatima.
our.
Okay,
Madam,
good.
Uh-huh. Hello, Shagiro. I say, oh, yeah, Fatima.
It's Fatima.
It's Fatima.
Which Fatima? Who is she? Where is Fatima?
This one here.
Madam, please, our main.
Okay, let me project. Sorry.
Fatima, I can't see your face.
Fatima, you are hiding.
Sir, Fatima is there.
Okay.
Fatima, yeah, mommy.
Irade. Oh, Peku too. Okay.
You see.
Hey.
So thank you.
Hey,
Where's the good stuff?
Quick, Kitara got it. Good job, guys.
Yeah, wait till my next time then. Maybe Levi broke it, right?
No.
Okay.
Adam,
Quick, hold on, okay? Hold on. Fatima, go ahead.
please replanted 2 maize.
Yeah.
We planted this one without sunlight, and this one have sunlight. So this one has not germinated yet
Okay.
because it lacks sunlight. But this one got sunlight. Madam,
Okay.
please, I'll measure.
Okay, yeah. So when you measure, make sure you record it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Please, I had 9.7.
Okay. So record it for today. Then tomorrow also you do the same thing. You record it. Okay. If there is no growth,
Okay,
you can just put 0. Okay. But we want you to do it every day till
Okay.
next week. Okay.
Okay.
Great job. Okay, quick. All right, go ahead and let's see you. Oh, Kweku disappeared.
Oh no, Kweku. Okay.
Okay. All right, let's see what you got.
So,
Okay.
so we have this one was we both used lima beans for both of the plants. And this one was the one in no sun, and this is the one that was in the sun.
No. I don't think so. I think you mixed it up. No, you said the one that doesn't have anything is the one with the sun.
Kweku, the one. Which one has any?
Which one is the one with the sun? The one with the sun. Which one is it?
This one.
So you put that one outside, and then you put that one inside.
Where there's no windows. Put this one where there's no windows.
Oh,
I'm not the one that.
American soil one day. Okay.
I don't understand this. Okay, so do you have labels on those cups?
Yeah.
All right. So in your own case, the one with sunlight did not grow, right?
Yes.
And the one
And it was raining a lot, so I think the plant watched it because of all the rain.
Oh.
okay, so you had it outside and it rained, and maybe are you sure there's still seeds in it, or maybe the rain was
There was 2 seeds in this one. Both of
Are they
them
still
were
there?
2 seeds.
Okay.
Okay.
I will leave it to our scientists
Yeah.
to make a conclusion from that.
Yeah. Good job, though.
Good job.
Yeah. Good job, guys. So bring it to class next week, okay?
Yeah, and the one that is growing, please start measuring it, okay?
Keep measuring. How many what is it called?
Centimeters.
Centimeters is it right now?
Can you measure it to know how
Write
many?
it down.
Okay.
Okay.
So get a ruler, measure it, and then write down the centimeters. Then the same thing you do tomorrow. Okay. We want you to measure it every day so that we can have a graph of its growth.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, let me remove it from
Okay.
10. So Tara, good job, okay? Okay. So anybody else? Naima, you want to talk about yours? And team, Naima and team. Rama, come talk about yours.
Oh,
Rama is talking.
okay. No, you can. If you have pictures of it, you can just share the pictures. Or
and 3.5 centimeters.
okay, good. 3.5. Yeah.
Type it, all right. Document it, okay? Put today's date and document. Good job, buddy. Did Chevy present this already? Chevy, any updates? Anyone from Chevy want to talk? What about Ejura? You want to talk already?
No.
Ejura, anybody?
There's only two girls from Ghana.
Anybody from Ejura want to also talk about your project? Anyone? Ejura, did you do the work? Did you plant?
Yeah, these are plants right in front of them here.
Okay.
Madam, yes.
Okay. Come talk about your findings. Good job.
Madam,
You're not ready. You're gonna present. Get yourself in there. Join the meeting.
Madam, the length is 7.5.
What kind of plant is that?
Madam,
Maize. Okay. Good. Good. Okay.
Okay, so what of the second one? Is maize also?
yes,
Is it maize
sir.
also?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so
Both are maize.
were they planted the same day? Because one is taller than the other. Did you plant both the same day?
The one that is taller than the other lacks sunlight, and the one that is green in color has gotten sunlight.
Okay, so the one without sunlight grew, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but the only difference is that the one without sunlight has a pale green. It has a pale green leaf. But the one with sunlight has full green leaf. That is interesting.
If you don't have sunlight, you're gonna look pale. You don't have the you don't have the tan like wow.
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys documenting every day the changes? Can you write?
Yes, sir.
Write? Yes. Okay. So also make sure you are measuring it every day. Okay.
Yes.
And then post it in the Google Classroom. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Is there any other person over there that wants to present?
No, please.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
You want to talk? Yeah.
Even the one without sun too.
Yeah, it grew by
Huh?
Look at the color.
Yeah, it's still, but I didn't expect it to grow.
Yeah, but
That even
Remember the environment you're in.
okay, well, maybe it's very hot. Is it very hot in Ghana right now?
It's hot here.
No, it's not that.
It's in the inside and there's a form of light.
oh, we should try that.
Yeah.
But the reason why it's killed because the
Rama has joined. Yeah.
Chevy, you're talking, I can't hear you.
But
Rama has joined.
I don't think
Rama.
the way the days with no sun it's still outside.
yeah.
maybe he's in a room. So because what they did was the one with no sun, there was nothing at all. It was just all true. I'm really surprised that
Even the one I have, the one I took here, no seed did not grow at all.
on your plan?
This is science.
Miss Letitia, please. Ours will be next week. Yes, ours is in the farm.
Hey, shady. Okay.
why are they living in the farm?
Nah, where's Naima? Oh, Naima, where you at? Naima, you ready? Oh, girl, come present and turn your camera on.
Turn your camera on. Let's see. Hurry up, man.
Naima, Rama, you want to help her? No. Hey, here you go. I did.
And now mute yourself. Talk. Okay.
I'm gonna get over here.
Okay, all right, talk. Talk, we are looking at you on the screen.
Over the 2 weeks.
I told you don't unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry, I told her to. Okay, go ahead.
Over the 2 weeks.
Naima has to mute and or turn the volume down. Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Over the 2 weeks, the plant grew 10 centimeters, and the plant is like in its flower stage.
Okay. All right. What of the one with no sun?
The one with no sun didn't grow anything, and it began to crack.
Okay. So you were still adding water to the one with no sun, but nothing, it did not germinate and nothing is coming off it.
We also put it in this with holes so it can have oxygen, because we thought that was the problem with the other one.
It can have work. No, remember, it gives out, the plant gives out oxygen and they take in carbon dioxide.
Yeah, but before the box we put it in didn't have any of, like, we didn't have a place where it could have oxygen.
Okay. All right, you can cover it up again. All right. So you have the measurement for each day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we should be ready to plot a graph next week. Okay. So for the graph, and this goes for everyone, for the graph on the x-axis, right? We have the number of days. And then on the y-axis, we have the height. That's correct, right? Yeah. On the x-axis, we're going to have the number of days. And on the y-axis is going to be the height. Okay? So again, we want to be able to forecast the growth in 2 months, in 1 month. Okay? So that way we can say, oh, we should be ready to harvest in maybe this year. Okay?
Maybe it's like that. Okay. I want to share.
Okay.
So guys, everything that we are doing is not to one. I will keep saying this is not to stress you guys out. Okay, as you have witnessed, yeah, Isaac.
Finish the graph. Are you going to find the slope and the intercept?
You want us to show you an example of the graph, right? We are coming. We will show you. I'm coming. Okay. So,
okay.
Like I was talking to you guys last week, that for the longest time, everything that we have done has been on the engineering type of research, right, or projects. And now we are moving to the scientific type of research, okay? There is nothing different between the scientific and the engineering, just that the tools and the ways and means are totally different approach, okay? And so as we are planning and working on our STEAM Fest stuff, I want you to understand that the reports, the template that we have for you guys, these things, if you take your time and you learn and you master it, it will be with you for years to come because it is not going anywhere. These are things that many businesses and organizations uses to be able to present their cases. Hope I'm making sense. And so with that being said, don't ever think that you don't need this stuff. It's not going away. Even whatever field that you choose to go, you are going to need the scientific or the engineering, project management, all intertwined in this situation. And so I want to share with you the STEAM Fest template. And then when I'm done, I'll share with you your plant template, okay? So those who don't have that, you at least you have an idea. And the teachers, you have this in the Google Drive for EBI STEAM teachers, okay? So you can access them for the students. And if you need a link, let me know. So anyway, with that being said, this is just what name of the group, project title, one of all this stuff is there, and also image of your team, including the leader. So this is for the STEAM Fest, the big one, right? And introduction and research question. So all this stuff has been set up for you guys to be able to plug in or put in the answers. What is your research question? I like when Richard said that the research question is that, do plant grow in sunlight or not? Does it make sense? Do plant need sun to grow? And so there are questions that you ask yourself, because you don't just get up and you say you're going to do research on what? Why are you doing it? What is your reason? There must be a motive behind it. Remember, those who remember we did critical thinking, fact versus fiction. There has to be a reason, a motive behind all those things. Spatial learning, we will go back to all this stuff again, but just those who have that information, what is your hypothesis? All those things are here for you. So if you take what Ms. Nunana is teaching you right now very serious, you are going to be able to decide on what project you want to work on. Am I making sense? And so here, images of your materials. You have the name of the material, the image, and what role does it play? You cannot just tell me that, oh, we use a pencil. For what? Why didn't you use a pen? Why didn't you use a clay? What was your reason for using a pencil? So you have to explain that right here. So you put the name of the material, the image, and also the purpose. Why are you doing this? Documentation is key. So that when you mix something or you mess up or there's a problem, you can go back and trace your footsteps, right? And then use that to fix any issues that comes up later. So that is that. And it continues from here. And then from here, if you need more than that, you just make a copy and then you add. Right here, it's asking you method. Describe the step-by-step procedure of your experiment in a clear and organized way. And then insert any image or diagram of your projects. And that one too, we give you space for that. And then data and observation. This is where your graphs and all those things come in. So you say what? Insert a graph that visually represents your key findings. Make sure the axes are clearly labeled. Or if your data is best shown in a table, use a well-organized chart or table. Key point, add a few bullet points to briefly explain what the graph or table shows. What are the main takeaways from the numbers, right? And then visual observation. What did you see? What, all that stuff, right? You put all those things, it can be video and also images. It helps to tell the story. And these are the things that makes your work credible. That it wasn't like you're going to steal somebody's work, right? You were doing this thing, you were documenting it, and you have proof that you were working on these things. And so documentation is very, very important. You cannot just say, hey, I created an iPhone. How? How do you create an iPhone? Oh. Oh. Watch it. He's downstairs.
Yeah, we are coming.
I didn't ask people, so take him, please. No. So over there, visual observation that you saw, what are some of the encounter? Some of us are experiencing that our plant, even though it was not in the sun, it grew, but the plant is very pale, right? It's not as green as the one was in the sun. All those things that you are observing, document. Don't just plant and then leave it somewhere like, oh, I'm done. No, detailed notes and summary of your findings, key takeaways. What did you learn from this? You know, any of the stuff that you experience. Sometimes working in groups is not easy. Document all those things. Some of the stuff that happened. It can be somebody got sick, something happened, and it ended up being 1 or 2 people working on the project. What are the findings? Or maybe, like Kweku said, it's been raining, you know, the weather maybe affected something. So what are some of the things that you found during your research, and then your results, analysis and discussions, and then conclusion, and then any acknowledgement and reference. Is there any already done research that helped you, right? Any YouTube video that you watched that helped you, document that also. So this is for the STEAM Fest, right? And here we are. Ms. Nunana has helped you to create, has created a template for this. Let me share this. Where is it? Google Meet. No. Yeah, so over here, create your own title, and then the background of your research, the hypothesis, and the method that you use, qualitative method, and then quantitative. She's going to explain all these things very soon. Your discussions, conclusion, future work, any thank you or questions and stuff. So with that being said, when you are, why is it not showing? Hold up. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. This is what she has done. So use this. We will share this with you guys again. And you might be asking me, oh, but we did the you might be asking, oh, whatever. You might be asking me, but you gave us this paper. Let me see this. You might be asking me, oh, but you gave us this last week. It's the same thing, but we've broken it down so that you'll be able to what? So if you have done this already, it will be easier, right? To do the PowerPoint on the slide. Am I making sense? If you've done this already, it will help you to now move it from this paper to the PowerPoint, where you can add pictures, you can add videos, you can really do your graph and all those stuff. Am I making sense, guys? Any questions or concerns? No, come take over, please.
Do you guys have any questions? Ghana team, do you have questions? US team, do you guys have questions? Do you guys understand what is going on? Can somebody explain to me what they're doing, what they think is going on from the Ghana team? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you are loud.
Okay. Can somebody tell me from the Ghana team if they understand what is going on?
Send me please a video for them. On time to understand it, right? Share.
different types of graphs and see how they work. Graphs are diagrams that display data in an organized and easy-to-read fashion. Note that all graphs must have a title that summarizes this data. There are different kinds of graphs, so it's important to know how to interpret each type. When you know how to do that, you will be able to create a graph of your own. The types of graphs we will look at are XY graphs, line graphs, area graphs, bar graphs, and pie charts. First, we'll look at XY graphs. XY graphs, also known as scatter plots, look at how two events or variables are possibly related. The horizontal x-axis shows data that represents the independent variable. Remember, the independent variable is the variable you're intentionally changing or testing in an experiment. For example, the independent variable might be how long a student studies. The vertical y-axis shows data that represents the dependent variable. You may recall that the dependent variable is the outcome you are observing or measuring as a result of exposure to the independent variable. For example, the dependent variable could be the grade that corresponds with how long a student studied. You can use XY graphs to look for trends in the relationship between the independent and dependent variables. If the values of both of these variables rise, then a line connecting the data points will show an upward trend. This means the variables are positively correlated. Now, let's change the graph to show how class grades are affected as the study time goes down. If the values of both variables go down, then a line connecting the data points will show a downward trend on the graph. Note that this is also described as a positive correlation. A positive correlation means the values of both variables are increasing, or that the values of both variables are decreasing. So, what is a negative correlation? In a negative correlation, one variable goes up while the other goes down. Here, we're showing how class grades might go down as the number of missed classes goes up. So a line connecting the data points will show a downward trend. Remember, variables are negatively correlated when one value is increasing while the other value is decreasing. In some cases, the variables might follow a random pattern and have no relationship. As an example, this graph plots student height with class grades. As you can see, these variables demonstrate no correlation. Now let's talk about line graphs. Line graphs are used to track certain changes as measured on the y-axis, usually over a period of time as measured on the x-axis. This line graph shows the number of magazines sold over the course of a week. Reading this graph, you can see the most magazines were sold on Thursday, and the least number of magazines were sold on Friday. Next up are area graphs. Area graphs are a combination of multiple line graphs. When making an area graph, each line graph usually has a different color underneath, with a color key that identifies what each line represents. Area graphs are useful for comparing data sets and identifying trends, such as what items are hot sellers or weak sellers in each month. Now we move to bar graphs. A bar graph can compare different groups, such as the number of people who own different pets. Like line graphs, a bar graph can also track changes over time. The last type of graph we'll talk about is a pie chart. A pie chart shows the various parts that make up a whole. A pie chart often looks like a pizza cut into uneven slices. Just like all the pizza slices put together make up 100% of the pizza pie, all the sections of a pie chart represent different amounts that add up to 100% of the total amount. For example, in a classroom of 30 students, this pie chart represents how many have brown eyes versus blue eyes versus green eyes. Pie charts don't show trends, they just show how things are distributed within a group. So to review, graphs are an organized way to show data. XY graphs show how an independent variable on the x-axis relates to a dependent variable on the y-axis. Line graphs also have x and y axes, but track changes that take place, usually over time. Area graphs are a combination of multiple line graphs. Bar graphs compare values or track changes over time, and pie charts show the various percentages of things within a whole group.
Do you want to come and explain?
Can I share something? Okay. So it was talking earlier about correlation doesn't cause causation. There's a really interesting example of that.
Okay. Oh, don't do that.
No, just try.
Finish your stuff before you
Okay.
play the screen. Hold on. Hold on for me. Do your stuff.
No, I wanted to.
No, before you finish out, you finish. Any questions from the video while we wait for Ariane?
Here it is.
Okay. What is it?
How do you know if the graph is going down or up?
Okay. No.
I need that. But here it is. The number of I don't know
Not here.
because they're just open source.
Okay, while he's doing that. All right. In order for you to know whether a graph is going up or down, you need numbers. You don't have numbers, you can't know whether it's going up or down. When you have the numbers, we plot the numbers, means that we create a chart, a graph, to plot the numbers that we get. That's when we'll see whether it's going up or down. That is why I wanted you guys to measure the growth of your plant. Like what Naima and Rami's team is doing is that as your plant, even the Ghana's team, as your plant is growing, you measure how far they've grown, right? And when you have those numbers, we're then going to, you can draw them, which I have on the slides, or we can use a computerized system to plot them to give us a graph. See, I'm just telling you what it looks like, but you can't imagine what it looks like, right? That's why I was telling you guys to measure your plants. Because me telling you by words, you can't see it. You can only see it when it's drawn, is written down, or is put into a computer system. Does that make sense? So like Naima's team, they are further along here. So if they take all the data, the numbers they have measured from their plants from since they started growing, they can be able to plot it.
You're not talking to only them, also Ghana kids.
Yeah. We can also plot them, and then you can see the trend, whether it's going up or down. Does that make sense?
Alright. As the video said, correlation does not mean causation, and I think this is a pretty good example of that because Nicolas Cage is like an actor, right? And he like appears in movies, and it strangely looks like the amount of movies he stars in affects how many people drown by falling into a pool. But it neither causes the other. This is just like purely coincidence. And I think that's an important thing to learn when you're talking about graphs, because not everything causes another thing to happen. Like Nicolas Cage did not cause people to drown by falling into pools, or drowning in pools did not cause Nicolas Cage to appear in more movies.
Okay, thank you. So I want us to now, we're going to do an example of what the graph will look like, okay? So we're going to do a blackboard, okay? Thank you, Ariane. Hold up. Is it whiteboard, right?
Yeah.
Why does Google has their own whiteboard? Okay, so we are going to do the whiteboard, and then you can now.
I think another way to shift fun friends. I actually drew your mind today. I got my provisional license on Monday.
Why are we using?
That's nice.
Why do you have to?
Oh, for you and me. Okay, so why is he doing this? Okay. Okay, so now let's share the whiteboard.
Hey, I'm vegetarian. I'm vegetarian.
If you're a vegetarian, then I'm president of the United States.
Oh Lord. Okay, so I am going to share my screen so we can practice the graph, okay? Where is it? Okay, can you see? Can you see now? Okay, so now, Nana, come and do the graph so that they will have an idea of where does what goes. Am I making sense? Okay. Oh, if you are in the, okay, you can take over. You can do it from your side. You can do it from.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm not computer genius.
So guys, she's going to show you guys how it works, okay?
Wait, I'm not accessing this thing. Oh, whatever. I'll do it. Okay. Where's this? Do you guys have access to the slides? Okay. everything explained is on the slides as well. And I put the link in the chat and I pinned it. All right, so in order to create a graph, you need data points. Means that you have to measure what you guys are doing. Day one, when you guys started the planting seed, that day is 0. Day 5, it started growing and you measure it, and then is 0.5 centimeters. And then day 7, it grew to 1 centimeter, so forth and so on. So I'm going to show you an example of what the graph will look like. Again, everything is in the slides. So this is what the graph will look like. For example, so here is your x-axis. Here is your y-axis. So x-axis, they say that is for independent variable, is the thing that you're testing, right? The thing that doesn't change. The thing that remains the same is x-axis, which is usually on the bottom. And then goes from left to right. On the y-axis, they call it dependent variable. It's the thing that changes. So our dependent variable, or what is going to be on the y-axis, is the plant growth, the centimeters, the height of the plants that you guys are growing. And then on the x-axis is the time or day. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, so forth and so on. That is on the x-axis. So let's say that is day 0. I don't know how to make this thing, whatever. So x-axis is day, y-axis is centimeters, that is cm. And this is 0. So I'm just going to draw an upward trend, meaning that this is what we expect our graph to grow. Are you guys paying attention? What did I just say? No. Yes, it's to David. What did I just say?
It says that you're showing how upward trend look on the actual graph.
Upward trend of what?
How the centimeters and the day that you start growing your plants are correlated.
Okay, again, so x-axis, independent variable, it can mean time and day, the things that does not change, the things that you're testing for, right? The y-axis is dependent, the thing that changes. So what we're doing now is we need data points, we need numbers, we need the centimeters of the height of the plants that is growing. And we are going to plot it by day. So day 1, everyone started growing the plants, the seed. So day 1 is seed, is 0, nothing is growing. Day 2, nothing can be growing. Day 3, nothing can be growing. Day 4, something grows. And you're like, oh, and you take a picture of that. And then you measure how long or how tall the thing has grown. And then you create a table data set for it. And then you will get to that point next week because not a lot of people have the data set. So we don't have enough data points to graph to let everybody see it. So next week, hopefully everybody has done the measurements, and then we can use Excel to show you guys how to plot these graphs on Excel and they use it. So essentially, this is just an example of what we're looking for. If you go on the, hold on. Oh, this is her computer.
Create your own title, group name.
Oh, this is for presentation.
Yeah, I know.
Where's her email?
What are you looking for?
I shared a slide with her. This. Oh.
And then
Let's see. Okay, I
they
guess
sent you
my,
their profile picture.
no, I just wanted to, let me see if I can share it from my computer. All right, I pinned the slides. Can you stop drawing on the thing?
It's your graph.
Oh yeah. Let me see. Share screen.
So get a pen and paper and practice.
Can I just use Excel instead?
Yeah. We don't, not, yeah. I was trying to show that this week, but not everybody have the data sets. So next week when everybody has
Yeah, what's on your screen, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning just so we have all have understanding. Okay, so we're starting from how do we grow plants, right? And we're exploring light, water, and soil. This is the goal, the intention of this whole entire project. And the reason we're doing is that we want to see the stages of plant growth. When we're seeing something with our eyes, it's called qualitative, means that it's something you can describe. When the plant is growing, you see that the leaves are green. You can see the stem of it, and most of the time they're green. It could be different colors depending on the whatever you're growing. The soil is brown or black, right? Water doesn't have color, but it takes form of whatever container it's in. That's qualitative. Qualitative means that you're describing the thing. So week one, what we did was that we started planting our seeds. You can either use beans or corn. Some groups use both. Why did we choose this? Because the time that you can see the growth of it is short. And from there, we're able to gather information from it or data. Second week, the plan was to see the stages of plant growth. And then we talk about how plants grew. And then this week, we're supposed to be preparing for presentation. But in science, nothing goes as planned. So some people had to start over. I did too. My plants didn't grow the first week. So I had to start over last week, but then it grew on the 5th day, which is Thursday. So now we're getting to, and then we talked about what qualitative and quantitative means, and I'm going to get to that part. So again, what is a plant? We know that a plant is a living thing. It grows in the ground. It has, or in a pot or in a cup. It grows, it has roots, stems, leaves, and there are different kinds of plants, right? Some of them we eat them, some of them we give to our parents for their birthday or anniversary or what have you. Why do we need plants? Because we need to live, we need to breathe. Plants give us oxygen, and which is air, and then we give plants back carbon dioxide, which is a different kind of air. And we need plants to grow. We need not just us, but almost every animal, insect out there needs plants. And plants, the root of the plant protects the earth. If there are places without strong trees or old trees, there's a lot of mudslides. There's a lot of erosion. And plants also give shelters to what? Animals. And like I said, there are different plants that are there. We have vegetables, you have your flowers, trees, fruits, things that we eat and we don't eat. Why house plants grow? We learned that was what? Through photosynthesis. They get it from the sun. It's a whole different chemical process that we didn't go into detail. It needs soil, it needs nutrients from the soil, and it needs water constantly. And of course, in order for plants to grow, it needs a seed. And then we watch videos on photosynthesis. And then we talk about chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what you guys are now seeing. It gives the plants, it gives a color to the plants. The green color that you see is called chlorophyll. And more scientific terms, it's called, what is it? Photorhodopsin, means that there's certain thing within the plant that absorbs the sunlight, and that helps to change, basically it's like color. It retains it and then helps the plant turn green. So now comes the material part. So materials are the things that you need to do your experiment, which is your beans or your corn, whether you're using a cup, plastic cup, or a pot. The soil, where did you get your soil from? Some people got it from outside, some people have to buy it. Water, gloves. Well, we didn't use scissors because it wasn't needed. We didn't use thermometer because temperature here is like 72 degrees Fahrenheit or more. And we labeled it, and some people took pictures, some people did not. And then to measure the plant group, we use ruler. And we're going to use our computer to, well, later, hopefully next week, to start prepping for our presentation. Yes.
Is it okay if you measure it twice a day instead of once?
Yes, but when you're plotting, you have to let us know.
Like AM and PM?
Yes. Okay, experimental design. How are we able to grow this plant, right? So we set up 2 experimental groups. We have 2 cups. One, we're going to expose the seed to the sun. And then the second cup, we're not going to expose it to the sun. Why? Because we wanted to see if the plants need sun to grow. As you guys have seen earlier from your other groups, some plants grew without the sun, but when they compare it to the sun that grew, to the cup that grew, or the seed that grew, the plant that was grown without the sun, leaves were lighter compared to the sun, the plants that they grew in the sun. That is phenomenal. There's so many things we can talk about from just that alone, just based on the leaves, the color of the leaves. And then, of course, some people worked, some did not. I am one of those people whose plans did not work the first week. And we tried again the following week. So recording. You have to, when it comes to science, or when it comes to anything at all, right? You have to record, you have to write down what you do. Because you can always go back to what you did to see if there's any changes that you can do for your future experiments. So what I said was that you guys, have a notebook or what have you, and record everything that you see. recording is also part of your qualitative data. So you record what you did day 1. Day 2, day 1, you planted the seed and you water it. Day 2, you're looking at the seed. What happened? Is it growing or is it not growing? You make that documentation all the way to day 5. Day 5, oh my God, the seed, I can see some green thing coming out of the seed. You write it down, you take a ruler and you start measuring. And then you write down what you see. What is the color of the thing that is coming out of the seed? You write it down. If you can't write it down, you don't have time, you take pictures. And as you document each day, you can see the clearer differences as time goes on. So this is an example of what we did. We took a cup, the seed soil, we planted it and watered it. And then we placed cup A with the sun and cup B, no sun, or however that you did it. So writing and documentation. So again, your cup or what have you has your group name of it, the day you started the experiment. If you started the experiment over again, you write the day that you started the new experiment. Again, you take pictures however days that you want to take pictures, because now this is all up to you. This is your manipulation of your experiment. For me, I left mine simple. I just let them watch it grow. So week 2, we talked about the stages of plant growth or bean germination. I'll find a video on maize germination and put it up there. Again, I put the link into the chat. So every of the PowerPoint, so everyone should be able to access it. So this is an example of stages of plant growth. You plant it, you water it, a few days, it starts sprouting. When it pops out of the soil, we call it seedling. And then when it starts having the leaves, or what have you, is called vegetation. So that's stage 3 or growth. Stage 4, we have budding, which sometimes, depending on where you are, it will need more nutrients. And then stage 5, you have flowering, where you should start seeing flowers. At this stage, means that it's making more seeds. And if it was outside, this is when you see the bees and insects come and pollinate, take from one flower to the next plant and then pollinate and what have you. And then stage 6 is harvest time, means that your plant has grown and it's time to harvest it, sell or eat it. Again, plant growth is dependent means that it needs water, soil, sunlight, temperature, and what have you. So we briefly talk about the parts of plants, the leaf, the stem, the roots, and then we jump into scientific method. So everything that we've done so far from the last 2 weeks is a part of scientific method. So scientific method is a way that scientists ask questions, right? First, you start with your question. I want to see how plants grow. I want to see the stages of plants. Why? So then you go on the internet and you search up plants growth. You use reputable information, things that have already been done, and information that's already out there, and you take it and you summarize it. Means that you create your own version or understanding of it. And then observation period is you observing the time that you started your plant, growing your plant, all the way to your plant growing. Question means that why does the sun help make the plants grow? Or why does the sun help give the green color to plants? You can come up with your own question. And then your hypothesis is a plant without chlorophyll would not just show green color in a plant. Or a plant with chlorophyll will show green color in a plant, right? And then you design your experiment. So the design experiment is what we did is cup A, sunlight, cup B, no sunlight, and why. So the why part comes with our analysis. Our analysis means data points. We'll get to that. Pictures versus graph. And then conclusion, what do we come up with? What was the end of everything that we did? And then there was a video there that we watched. So this is more detail of the scientific method. Okay, so now to experiment results. This is very, very crucial, especially with the data we have. Okay, so data collection, which is, I'll change it to experiment results. Well, data collection is the information you need for you to show your results. So data collections, here I've given examples of two different kinds. Qualitative is the things that you can see. You can smell, you can touch, you can describe. So far, a lot of you guys have seen the plants grow. The plant, the color is what? The leaves are green. That's qualitative. You can take pictures of that. And also, some of you guys have shown that your plant turned yellow without the sun. You can describe that. The best way to explain qualitative data is pictures. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. Are your plants tall or short?
What if there is no quantitative data for like one of your pictures? Like it has no growth.
What day is that?
Like before day 7, there wasn't any growth. So
as long as you have a picture, quantitative is numbers. So that's 0. You plot, you have 0. That's your data, that's your results. Does that make sense? We'll get to that. Okay, and quantitative data are the things that you can see, you can count. Do they have questions?
Anyone has a question? Tingana?
Okay. The quantitative data is the things that you can see, you can count, you can measure. And what we're doing right now is trying to measure the length of the plant, of either the beans or the corn, or if you did both, you're measuring both. That's quantitative data, the things that we can graph. And we need numbers to do that. Qualitative data, there are no numbers except for the days. They're just pictures, then you can see and describe. Quantitative data, we need numbers. So here is a slide of explanation of what the data collection, what we're doing. So date, observation, plant growth, we've labeled that group A, full sun, group B, no sun. And we're measuring the plant as it grows using a ruler. We're placing the ruler on top of the soil, and we measure the height as it grows. And your qualitative data is observing the color. Is it green? Is it yellow? Is it brown? So forth and so on. We'll watch this, how to create a graph in Excel sheet later next week because we need data. Okay, so qualitative data collection. Can you guys see the slides? Yes. This is very important. This is for you guys' future, not for me. I know this stuff in my sleep. So please pay attention. I'll ask questions. Okay. Qualitative data. Here is an example. Somebody asked for an example. This is an example, right? This is how you document what you're seeing in your notebook, on the computer, whatever instrument you can use to document your data. This is an example of it. So in your book, notebook, whatever you're using, you write the date or the day of it. If there's no growth, you write on observation, no growth, right? You're writing what you see. And you do the same for the cup with you're exposed to the sun and the cup, without sun. This is qualitative data. Another part of quality, so this slide is asking you about description. What are you seeing? For example, day 15 of one of the groups here, their plants grew, and you can see the leaves of the plant and the stem of the plant. So they can write day 15, they can measure the height. I think they got like 10.5 centimeters. The color of it is what? Green. Observation. They can talk about what they see, right? Nothing hard. Just few sentences. And then the group without sun or no sun, nothing grew. So they can just write what they have, what they can see. So further, more qualitative is pictures, right? Pictures are worth 1,000 words. I said that when we started, my plant did not grow. So last week, one of the teams here helped me. And then this is the result of it. So here it says EBI day 1, 0 centimeters. CM means centimeters. Here you can see a picture, right? EBI day 5, 0.1 centimeters. You can see that the plant is growing. What color is it? Green. So this is qualitative data. Does that make sense? And then this picture right here is from a group here by Naima, Rama, and Amira. This is their plant, and this is day 15. What color is day 15? Green. Great. Can we measure day 15? Yes? Okay, so this is what I mean by qualitative data. We are describing what we're seeing. Does that make sense? We don't have group B here, so this is all group A. So these are the plants that were exposed to the sun. We don't have group B here, the one without the sun, because it didn't grow. Yes. Okay, Esther has a question for you.
To your other one. Yeah, the other one didn't grow. Do we have to create a graph for it even though it didn't grow?
Yes, we'll get to that. Don't get ahead. So what we're seeing right now is the group, the sun, the plants that were exposed to the sun. Does that make sense? The plants that were not exposed to the sun is not shown here because it didn't grow. So the video that you guys watched about positive correlation, negative correlation, this is your positive correlation. Positive correlation means that I exposed my seed to the sun and I watered it and it grew. And this is the results. Qualitative are the things we can see and describe and talk about. So this is more examples, the same pictures from before. So day 0, Saturday, we planted. Day 5, which was Thursday. And here we can see that the plant, this is stage 1, right? The plant is growing. So this is qualitative data, one of the most important things that you guys should know and understand. And we must, any questions you guys have, we must clarify it today, because next week we're going to start preparing for our presentation. Any questions? No? Does Ghana team have questions? Okay. So again, just to make sure it's in your heads, Qualitative data, the things you can see, smell, touch, or talk about or describe. And this is on a table of what you guys should have in your notebooks or have in your presentation. And this can also help you guys with your quantitative data, the graph that we're going to talk about next week. See here, you have the dates. You have the dates right here, and you have the height, right? So everything has been explained to you guys last week. And everything is here in the PowerPoint. And so you have your qualitative and quantitative just from this table right here. The date or the day and your height is quantitative, things you can measure. Qualitative, things you can talk about, you can see right here. Okay, so this is just an example, right? I know you guys are getting bored, but I'm not giving you guys a break. You guys will understand this because I talked about this last week, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Okay, so you create a table. So this right here, can you guys see my arrow? This right here, the day, the height, right? This is it right here. Day one, this is an example. Let's say that it grew. This is not the real numbers. This is just made up numbers. Does not mean that you should make up numbers for experiment. That's lying, okay? So let's say that the plant, it grew 2 centimeters on the first day. On the second day, 2.8, third day, 3.5, fourth day, 4.2, 7th day, 6.5, right? This is you guys, this is you guys measuring this thing right here, the stem, right? You guys are measuring it from this all the way up. Can you guys see my arrow? This is what you guys are measuring right here.
Where's your mouse or your air?
Oh, my mouse. Can you guys see the mouse?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what you guys are measuring from here. You put a ruler on top of the soil and you measure it all the way up. Does that make sense? Okay. And this will give you the numbers right here in centimeters or in cm. So you're measuring once it is growing, you're measuring here all the way up. Any questions? Yes.
So those are only the numbers for that. Can they go down? Like, is there more on the bottom?
So we can't, if we can't get to the roots. If we get to the root, we're manipulating and it could stop growing. We just want to measure the stem up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that means, so based on this data, it's increasing by 0.75 on average every day?
Yeah, well, this is a hypothetical data, but what we want to see is upward trend. We want to see it go up.
So per every day.
Right. Some people may not have any changes at all.
What if your changes are like they're like different every day? So like sometimes 1 centimeter, sometimes like nothing. So
yeah, that's how it is. This right here. So this is just an example. This is not real data. This is just an example, right? In real life, unless it's some genetically modified plant, it can grow from 0 to 100. That's not how it works. Plants need time to grow, just like us humans. We need time to grow. Does that make sense? The table you're seeing right now, it's a made up table. It's not real. Okay? What you guys will be doing are real numbers. And never, never, ever, ever lie in science because it will come back to you. And I'll give you guys an example. There's this famous doctor in California, here in the US. I forgot, it's a he. He lied about his experiments. He gave false data. And the thing about science is that somebody should be able to take your work and follow the instructions you wrote about and do the work that you did and come up with the exact same results. And if they don't come up with the exact same results or close to it, you're in big trouble. And this science person was in a very big, big trouble.
Wait, why?
Because he lied. Because the work that he was doing was for us humans. And a lot of doctors were using his information to help people.
Wait, so what happened?
Well, they took him to court. He's probably going to go to jail. Do you know how big it is to lie in science?
Did he go in jail or like it's just happening right now?
It's still, well, he got sued and lawsuits take forever to get results. So whether is even this is just a small project, and look at how hard it is to get everybody on the same page, and look at how hard it is to get, examples or get understanding from everyone. And this is just so small. Imagine if you're doing something big. So it's very good to understand what you're doing, because you should be able to teach somebody else what you're doing. Even if you're not teaching somebody else should be able to explain, to read what you did and understand it. For example, the PowerPoints that I made for you guys, I've tried to make it so simple that everyone, regardless where you are, can do it, will be able to understand and do the project without anybody teaching them, because it's in steps. I did not give you guys complicated information. Matter of fact, I took out so many information from this project so that you guys would be able to understand what is going on. If I give you guys too many information, you guys will not be able to understand it. And I'm hoping that with this little information, you'll be able to understand and do the project. Any questions before I move on? Okay.
Grandma has a question.
Yes.
So by next week, we should have our conclusion done.
Well, if some people, those who are ahead, should have come up with some conclusion, but not everybody would be able to, because some people just started their project today.
Get up to the board, we're supposed to like bring a paper or put it on computers.
Yes, you guys will show your stuff up on the board like I am doing with everyone here in the US and in Ghana or wherever they are in the world. It's not next week because a lot of people don't have data. I was hoping by next week we'll be able to present it, but
I think next week, give them time to work.
Yeah.
Do the graph and
we'll do that next week.
Yeah. So guys,
I'm not done.
Oh.
So this is again going through everything we've done so that we have an understanding of what is going on. Katura, stop.
What?
So that we have an understanding of what is going on. Because without data, whatever you did, there's no point, We have to show whether it worked or didn't work and why. We have to explain why in the end. Okay, so line graphs. So line graphs are a part of quantitative data. All right, David, Esther, this is very important. I need you guys to sit and understand what's going on. Okay, line graphs are one of the easiest graphs you can show somebody, because once their eyes see it, they can tell what is going on. They don't need like a genius explanation to tell what is going on when it comes to line graphs. And a lot of people in science, or at least in biology, use line graphs because when your eyes hit it or see it, you know what you're looking at. So the x-axis, that most people call it independent variables. Once you guys move up ahead, it will change. The meaning will change. Independent variable meaning that the thing does not change. For example, the days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it remains the same. It doesn't change. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. If you start your experiment today, is day 1, tomorrow is day 2, same thing, it stays the same, it doesn't change. For example, time, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. The time stays the same. The things being measured across groups, which is called horizontal axis. So on the x-axis here, can you guys see my arrow? Okay, it's days, right? Call it observation day. It's just, yeah, so day 1 is the day that we started our plants, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is an example. This is not the actual thing. Day 2, we see growth, right? So in this line graph, yes. When the stuff doesn't grow, it's still 0. It's still data. It will eventually grow if it's watered and is exposed to the sun.
So even if it doesn't grow, you still have to take a picture of it?
Yeah, that's your qualitative data.
What if it's like the plant with like no sun and it doesn't grow at all? Why does it have to make a graph?
Well, yes, we have to see it. That's data. We're comparing 2 groups.
I'm just writing 0 though.
We're comparing 2 groups. Guys, listen, data is data. Whether it grows or it doesn't grow, it's still data. On this graph right here is just an example. Some people's plant, I forgot the group name, but there's a group in Ghana whose plants grew without the sun. They grew like you can actually see it without the sun, and they still have data. Some people, it's not going to grow without the sun and it's still 0 because we're comparing 2 groups. We're comparing a group with the sun, a group without the sun. Some have data, some does not have data. If it's 0, it's 0. It's still data. We still have to graph it. Does that make sense? We will go through how to graph everything next week. Today is explaining what we are expecting. Ghana team, do you guys have questions before I move on? You guys have questions? This is science, people. This is biological science. This is life science. Things will grow, things will not grow. do not be sad because it didn't grow. Some people work. Some people work years, 3 years, 4 years plus before they get a result with their experiment. And the reason why is they have to keep going back to their notes, the things they've written down to make changes. This is just a small example. Last week, Sister Letitia gave me another project to do with you guys, which is called extracting DNA. If you guys don't understand this small stuff, how are we going to do the DNA stuff? See, you're asking. If you guys don't understand this small thing, this small project of us just growing plants.
Wait, what do you mean by doing?
Exactly. See, if you guys don't understand, because the same thing we're doing here, we're going to be doing with the DNA. What is DNA? Anybody know what DNA is? What is DNA?
A type of blood that's in your body.
Okay.
DNA is kind of like code. It's DNA is like a strand of code that some microbes in your body can decode, turn into RNA, and then proteins, and those proteins make up your physical body and all of your characteristics. I mean, physical characteristics, and that's it. That's what DNA is.
Basically your genes.
Yeah.
Yes.
DNA is actually genes.
Yes. Ghana, do you guys have anything to add? Can you guys ask them if they can hear me in Ghana?
I don't think they can. They haven't responded to you. Just do, yeah, you warmed up because we're going
Yeah, you relax, just relax. Can the Ghana team hear me? Can somebody ask them?
Yeah.
Did the Ghana team respond? Okay. What did they say? Oh, somebody joined. Okay, so this is an example of line graph. Y-axis here is the plant height, right? The thing that is changing over time is planted on the y-axis, and the thing we want on the y-axis is your plant growth. So x-axis here at the bottom is the day that you're measuring. On the y-axis here is the plant, the height of the plant. And when we graph it, it will connect the dots for us. I'll show you an example of me drawing it by hand. So on the graph here, there are two groups. This is an example, okay? The green one here is a plant without the sun. The orange one is the plant with the sun. And if you compare the two, which one is growing faster? Which one? The sun, right? Why? Why?
Because the sun has more good environment.
Okay. What else?
Sun is kind of like it kind of has like nutrients for it, kind of like it kind of like it's food kind of for the plant, and the one without sun isn't really getting the food.
Well, through photosynthesis, they convert sunlight into energy that they can use to grow themselves. And also for that process, they need water and carbon dioxide. And a byproduct of that process is oxygen, which is why we need plants.
Ghana team, do you have anything to add? Can they hear me?
I'll ask you.
Excellent. Yeah.
I don't.
I think they can hear, bro. Hey, can they hear?
They've responded since.
Who is
You guys
David?
can no keep fighting.
I can hear fine. Kukusa can hear fine. Ghana team, can you guys hear me?
They said they can't hear.
They haven't said anything.
Ketura said they can hear.
Yeah.
But she's not in the building, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, so she's
one,
supposed to hear.
I want the Ghana team because they asked for an example.
Yeah, I'm not sure because Kibi and
Oh.
Kibi has been leaving and joining a lot. They probably
Ghana, oh,
Can they respond? No. Bruh.
well, the Ghana team hasn't responded.
Probably gonna
Yeah, they responded in
Wait, they probably
They said come.
Okay. All right. So this is an example of a line graph. When you guys see it, it gives you a clear picture of what is going on, right? Without all the words. This is what we need the measurements for. We need the plant height for per day. So the one right now, as for day you guys started, it would be 0. The plant height will be 0. You're not gonna see the plant growth until maybe like day 5 or day 7. Does that make sense? We want to see that it's going up, but not this up. This is just fake data. This is not real data. This is just an example. But this is what we're expecting to see. We are comparing 2 groups. One with the shade, which is green, one without the shade, which is not green. And we know that the one with the sun grows faster than the one without the sun because the one with the sun is getting all the benefits. Does that make sense? I'm repeating this thing over and over again because it seems like we're not understanding what is going on. And it's just 2 groups, just 2.
David, David and the ones that are not listening. What do you mean? Literally doing 8th grade.
Okay, so this is what I did by my hand. Sometimes computers don't work. And I tried to write it as clear as possible because
I can't draw.
I know that you guys are in the age of computer. Back in my day, we had to use our hand. We had to use paper and pen.
So I don't think you can draw on Canva.
Huh?
I don't think you can like have the
Maybe.
Where's the paper?
Okay, guys, sit. Okay, this is an example. Guys, sit. No, just sit. We're finished. You can do anything. Okay, this is an example of if you don't have a graph. I mean, you don't have a computer. You take a pen and a paper. You draw one line straight and then one line across. This here is 0, right? Right here is your x-axis, right? Independent variable, the thing that doesn't change, the thing that remains the same.
Why does it have to be?
That's his first. Why is that?
Well, to be honest, the scientists who created it are, we can't ask that because they're no longer alive.
Well, you can research it.
We can, see? You can do that and let us know. You can research it and let us know. See, Esther, look at that. Use your scientific method. Find information, let us know. Okay. And this is the y-axis. See, I even explained it on this thing for you guys, the video that the teacher showed. This is just in a simple format. And every graph must be labeled. The person, Naima looks bored, but that's fine. The person must look at the graph and know what the person is looking at. Well, I need the things I can see. Oh, yeah. So it is, but not everybody's on the same page as you. So we can't. So you're like the outlier here. Okay. So everybody has to be on the same page. But yes. Okay. Labeling, right? On the right side here, it says note. Note means that when I'm looking at your graph, what does the colors mean, right? On the previous one, here, I gave you guys two colors. One is green, one is orange. And this right here is your note. It's telling me what I'm looking at. So your title should tell me what I'm looking at. It's telling me what the graph is about. And the color should tell me what group is what. The labeling underneath here, the x-axis tells me, is it day, is it month, is it years? And we know that the y-axis is simple. You're measuring the height. Done. So this is essentially this. Okay, for example, I came up with this title. Come up with your own title. Okay, this is using your critical thinking skills, because I heard you guys are going to participate in some form of competition in a few months, right? You have to come up with your own ideas. Yeah. You guys have to come up with your own ideas. And part of it is this. So this is the title, Days of Plant Growth versus Height and Centimeters. Sun versus no sun. Oh my God, yay. This is the title of the graph, right? Note, the red means the sun, the plant exposed to sun. Green means not exposed to sunlight. Y means, height measured in centimeters unit. X means days of plant growth. Does that make sense? So, Naima, I'd like you to go to this, please. I need you to see this. Okay. So, as you can see here, the green with no sun is all 0, right? Right? Why?
What it needs to.
There's no growth because there's no sunlight, therefore it can't do photosynthesis, so it can't grow.
Yes, that's correct.
Unless you
Somebody said something.
I figured it out.
Hold up, we'll get there. Okay, let me finish. Okay, so somebody asked earlier, what if my plant doesn't grow? The one without sun doesn't grow. What do I still need to graph it? Yes, because we're comparing two groups, one with sun, one without sun. And as you can see here, the one without sun is what? 0. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at my handwriting. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah. Okay, I need you guys to get excited because I'm not going over this next week. Yay. All right. And then the one you can see here is the sun. So your graph may look like this, or it may not look like this. I am very interested in to see the Ghana team, the ones whose plants grew without the sun. I want to see their data for next week. I wish this started earlier.
They have a lot more.
Yeah, they do. They have their is different.
They have a lot of them. They're in a temporary
Right. Yeah. So weather, location, everything affects plants growth. All right. Results interpretation. You have to tell us what it means. Yes, I can see it with my eyes, but sometimes scientists get lazy, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, like, okay. So when you present your data, right? Sometimes people don't want to see they don't want to look at this. They want to see what you wrote about it and then move on and then ask questions. So although you have all of this written, what does it mean? You have to interpret the results, right? And that's what we need the data for. We're going to do next week. What does it mean? That's what I wrote here. Write what the graph mean between sun versus no sun. This?
Yeah.
Just make it bigger. Okay. So this is everything, the two slides together. Okay. This is the example I gave right here. And this is just the label and access. I don't know what happened. Anyway, you guys have the slides. Okay. I'm repeating myself over and over and over and over again because we should have been doing this today, but we're not. So hopefully everyone understands. Yay. See, this is quantitative data collection for the 100th time. Shh. You guys want a break? No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Who said arrow? Katira? No, absolutely not. Because I gave you guys a break last week. We're going to finish this today.
Well, if you get a break, we'll have to be at least.
No, we should have energy if everybody was doing their work.
You already understand.
Oh, that's good. Just don't look bored. Okay. Again, we are back on data collection, quantitative data. This is it, right? Okay. Again, quantitative data. This is what we're looking at. You're taking pictures, qualitative, things we can see, and you're measuring it. So this is your this is your x-axis day. I should have put x-axis here because, guys. And then this is your y-axis, right? Plant growth. Does that make sense? See, this is Layla's group's plant, right, Esther? I better see it next week. I better see growth next week.
Well, it's not gonna be like that next week, but it'll have at least a sap, like a little sprouting.
Yeah, but we are looking at upward trend, right? Right, Ghana team? Are you guys hearing this? Nobody's asking questions.
I'm listening, but
Well, yeah, because you guys are right here. I'm talking about the team in Ghana. Huh? I do like when you guys ask questions. Now I think they can't hear.
I think
Oh, thank you, Esther. Okay, so quantitative data. This is what we want. Line graph. We're gonna work on it next week when everyone has data, because some people don't have data, and we're almost done. See, this is what actually happens in school, even in college. So you guys need to change your behavior now. Because think about it, when I was growing up, I didn't have this thing, after school program to attend, to learn this information. So the kids who were attending these kind of programs had some form of an idea, and they were always ahead in class. And the people who didn't have this information had to like struggle more to get the information. So you all need to take it seriously. This is not just like, oh, it's after school program and that's it. No, this is like for your future education. It doesn't matter whether you're biology, chemistry, physics, engineer, whatever it is, you're gonna create graphs like this. Yes.
Did you have computers back there?
Huh? Yes, we had computers.
Were they like those?
Yes.
Or like box shape?
They were, yeah, we had the box shape and then it became like this. Yes.
Can we do art in here?
Art? I'm not an artist. You might have to find an art person. I am a purely biology person. I know nothing about art.
What?
Yes. Okay. Drawing conclusion. Guys, everything that you guys need for your presentation is on the slides. Like, I did not hide information from you guys at all, right? It's right here on the slides. What does drawing conclusion mean? Based on what you have done with this project, what can you tell us? Yes, quickly tell us.
Like drawing a conclusion to an experiment.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like putting out like all the data, and like sharing it so that others can maybe use that for an experiment, another experiment.
Yes, that is very true. Katira?
Putting together all of the work done again into one picture.
Yes.
This David Quick you are talking while you're talking to
I didn't do anything.
I'm multitasking. I'm telling him to stop.
I didn't do anything.
I'm just trying to tell Kwaku to stop. Spamming me in the chat.
Next week, I am just going to watch you guys and do nothing.
I didn't do anything though.
Okay. Drawing a conclusion means that you are taking all the information you have, everything that we've done, right? And you're sending it back to us with your, so drawing a conclusion, basically telling us, the audience, what your hypothesis is. Did your experiment, did the result back up your hypothesis, yes or no? I think I'm going to explain this, add more information on this, just so you guys have a clear understanding. So everything that you've done, from growing the plant, planting the seeds, growing it, watering it, measuring it, graphing, giving us a line graph, what does it mean, right? Does your data support your hypothesis? Does your graph support your hypothesis? Do you guys remember what a hypothesis is?
Yes.
What is it?
Question. Hypothesis is a statement that you can back up with evidence from experiments.
Yes.
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 Something that you like you do a test on yourself with that then you just write it on paper.
Yes. Katura?
It's a guess to It's what you think your answer. What do you think the answer is gonna be?
Yes. Ghana team, can you guys
I don't think they're.
can you guys hear us? Like, do you guys have anything to add?
I don't think they can hear.
Same.
See, I'll check if it's raining.
Yeah.
Okay, small.
Die! Stop!
Okay, moving on.
No. Sorry.
Okay, reflection questions also is part of your conclusion. It helps with your conclusion. So you're gonna tell us which group of plants grew taller. Why do you think that happened? You know what? I'm gonna move this to conclusion.
Are you sure?
Yes, because
You're moving it?
yeah.
While you're doing that, I can ask on your charger. Let's I can text them with your voice because if I use text, I'm going to start talking.
Can you guys stop talking?
Let's see.
Okay. So I made it easier for you guys. During the conclusion, based on what you've done, what have you learned from it? And tell the class, look, I've written this for you guys to tell us during your presentation. Which group of plants grew taller? Why? What do you think happened? Did the leaf color change over time? Describe what you noticed. What does this tell us about how plants use light? You are answering all of this and you're giving us a conclusion, right? What helped the plants grow best, especially for the ones who are doing it for like the third time? You guys have to explain it. You guys have to let us know what helped the plants grow the best. What happens? So you guys have to answer the question. What happens if a plant gets too much or too little water?
Yeah.
Why? How did you know that it was stink?
Sit that one of these slides.
Well,
No. Yes.
So if it doesn't get enough water, it's gonna like be dry. Then if it gets too much water, it might like the soil might not just like suck it all in. It might just start flooding like it happened to ours.
Yeah. How did you know that?
Because once we started to add water, it just like didn't like do anything. It kind of just like flooded.
So that is conclusion. You have to, yes. You have to tell us when you're presenting. You have to let us know what happened. That is drawing conclusion.
Basically, the only reason how you can know that is if you could research your steps from last time and try and fix it, and if it still happens, then you document it. And if that doesn't work, then you try and get a new one, right? And then you put all the water in it, but you just post the new inches.
Like this happened to ours when it got too much water.
Right. See, you have documentations for that. You know that because you did the work. Right? Ghana T, can you guys hear me?
I'll access this.
You know that because you did the work, right? If you didn't do it, you wouldn't know, you wouldn't get it. So you have to tell us.
Ghana T can hear us.
Right? You guys have to tell us during conclusion. What?
Somebody said who me?
Right? You know that because you did it. And you guys have to tell us why. This is drawing your conclusion. What worked? What didn't work? Why? What could you have done better? Okay, and how might this relate to farming in Ghana or the US? You guys answered that. Future ideas. You guys will tell us, how does climate change affect plants? Why is this important? What would you guys do better? This is for your project, right? Don't say it. What would you guys do better with this project?
The project for the year or the project for the plan?
The plans. The plan is for presentation. What would you guys do better? That's for your mom. This is not for here. For this project, for this plant, right? You guys need to come up.
I was looking at the plant on the website that you got it on. It says what the average pot size it needs is at least 12 inches or more. So maybe you get a larger pot. What?
So that's a future idea.
Yeah.
That's a future idea.
Yeah.
So future ideas means that what worked and what didn't work, and how can you make it better? How can you make this project better? Honestly, hold on, let me change.
David, this new voice. David, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Who's first says shirt?
So for future ideas, right? How can you make this project better? You can talk about these ideas right here. This is not for me. This is for your presentation. You can talk about impact. What did this project teach you? And this is week 3. So we're supposed to be preparing for presentation. But look at us right here.
David. I didn't do anything.
Okay, so creating a PowerPoint, right? I need everybody to pay attention. You can get food or whatever later. Please listen.
Okay.
Because I'm getting a headache from repeating myself over and over again. Creating a PowerPoint is what I've seen some of you guys do, show your presentations during one of the EBI events. It wasn't that hard. What I have done so far is create a PowerPoint, give information as much as I can to you guys, right? Creating a PowerPoint is this right here. Microsoft Word. I don't know. Some people use Canva, which is too high tech for me. What I know is Microsoft PowerPoint, so I use that. This is an example of what PowerPoint will look like for you guys. One, you have a title page. My title page is How Do Plants Grow? I gave you guys information. What is a plant? Why do we need them? Right? What helps them grow? Blah, 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 etc., etc. I gave you guys experimental method or design. What do I need to do to make this experiment work? And some people will come up with a hypothesis before or after. And once the experiment is working, I collect the data collection. I take pictures of it. I put the pictures up for you guys to see. The next was I created a graph, which is putting the pictures or describing the plant is qualitative data right here. We can't see it, but I've shown it in the previous slides. Quantitative data, the graph, the line graph, right? We're showing an upward trend. During conclusion, summarizing everything you've done. Does your data collection answer your hypothesis, yes or no? You talk about it during conclusion. Discussion is also under during conclusion. What could you have done better? What could improve? Explain it. Future ideas. Again, what could you have done better? Why or why not? References, where you got your information from. We'll talk about references next week. Because next week, what we're doing is preparing for the presentation all of next week, right? References, give credit. So, thank you. Questions?
But what if you didn't really use like a site? Like all we did was like do Google searches. Like we didn't go to like a site or anything.
Well, Google search is a site. So where'd you get your information from? You have to give credit.
Gemini. We just searched it up. We didn't click any links. We just searched it up straight up.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Okay, yes, Esther has, what was the thing that you're reading?
Why does the X and the Y axis the X and the Y axis are essential components of the graph, serving as foundation for representing data and relationships. The X-axis are abscissa represents the independent variable, while the y-axis or ordinate represents the dependent variable. Together, they form a coordinate plane that allows for a visualization for complex data sets in a clear and understandable manner. The intersection of the x and the y-axis creates the organ, which serves the reference point of all coordinates. The arrangement of points on the graph can indicate various relationships, such as linear, non-linear, or scattered data, depending on nature of the data being represented. Understanding the x and y axis is crucial for interpreting graphs and making informed decisions based on the data represented.
Okay. You understand it?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It means that the x and y axis are supposed to be the repeating graphs and making informed decisions.
Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Does that help you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you for that. Next, before I give you guys a break.
Maybe we have more work after the break.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. Okay, I'll give you, actually, no. Wait, this is 2 minutes. All right. I'm gonna let you guys, get 10 minutes break. So I need to charge my computer. Hey Siri. Hey Siri.
Hey Siri, set the timer.
Can I? Oh,
Got the timer on. You don't need to do anything about the timer.
Okay.
Yes.
We're on break.
Okay. So guys.
Was it recording? I don't know if the Ghana kids could hear me.
Yeah, it was recorded. Then where's the what do you think? Thank you. There is the today's video is on YouTube and also Facebook, okay? So you'll be able to check it out. Okay, so With that being said, we are going to end, but don't forget, I hope this is, it's about one.
Stop.
Yeah. With that being said, we will continue next week. Next week, when we come, be ready to have a laptop with you, right? You don't have to be connected on the Google Meet, but the goal is that you have to be able to, what's it called? Why is it doing this? Hold up. You have to be able to be ready to to work on your PowerPoint. Am I making sense? So during this week, please try and be working on your PowerPoint stuff. But even that, make sure that you have your computers ready and you are working on your PowerPoint. And anyone that is ready next week can present, okay? Anyone ready next week can present. Anyone next week can present their plant life cycle, okay? Anyone next week can present their plant life cycle. Are we good? Anyone next week can present their plant life cycle. So with that being said, let me end. Okay. Okay. Anyone next week can present their plant life cycle. So get ready next week to present. Okay. Get ready next week to present. Get ready next week to present. Get ready next week to present. Okay, guys. Any questions for me? Any questions for us? Kweku? So, like I said, okay. So next week we will start with our online quiz. All the what is it called? All the keywords that we have learned with our plant cycle. We will do block it with it, okay? And then blue kits. Okay, sorry, blue kits. And then from there we will do our presentation. So next week, please come ready to present, okay? Are we good? No. Those who are ready can present. They can still work at home. You don't need to wait for us. Yeah, the graph will be nice.
No, like not like during the week because me and Ram are ready to present. We just don't have the graph.
Okay, yeah.
I just showed you.
What you need?
Just put it.
Okay. Okay, guys. So be ready to present. And then David, show him what you guys have been working on, okay? So that he can understand. Because it's very, very important to get those stuff. Hey. Okay, guys. So we will continue next week, okay? Any question for me? Chebi team, Ejura, Agona team, any question for me? Okay, did you get a PowerPoint? The teachers, please share the PowerPoint with the students or review the PowerPoint with them because we need the graph. You need to teach them the graph, how to document and present their facts, okay? This is very, very needed for any project. You cannot just say what planting and so what. So Paul, please review with them, okay? I beg you. Now, Momo, 2 weeks election, man, yes, fellow Ghanaians. Fellow Ghanaians, man, yes, yo. So yeah, I beg, review the PowerPoint with them and help them to be able to document what they are looking at. Because it is me, I don't care if that is you, but explain what it is. Your explanation is what I want to know so that I understand that you get it. Okay? The goal is to make sure that they are. Miss Tremo. Yeah, with that being said, no, if nothing, let me do my next week. Bye bye. Bye. Thank you, guys. Bye. Bye, guys. What had you? Oh Lord. And